many times have you been off-roading, overlanding, or camping, and you find yourself at camp like this? That's probably been most of us at some point or another on the trail, just searching for a clear cell signal to get back home. Well, today we're going to be installing a new product on the Road Rash Jeep called the HiBoost, and we should be eliminating all of that for everybody who is in our group. So let's jump in here and talk about what the HiBoost is and why possibly you need it for your rig. This is a Travel 3.0 Explorer X by HiBoost. Now, if you've been overlanding, off-roading, or exploring in any capacity, you have probably seen one of these installed on your friend's rig and seen this giant antenna, and you look at it and you go, what is that and what does it do? Let's talk about what the HiBoost will do for you on your rig. So in simplest terms, a HiBoost is exactly what it sounds like. It boosts the existing cell signal so that when you have limited cell signal, you get it amplified into a more substantial cell signal. Now, one of the questions that you might have is, do I have to have cell phone service with the HiBoost? And the short answer is yes, you do. What the HiBoost does is it actually takes an existing cell phone service wave that you can't see in the air, and it amplifies it and makes it stronger so that you can have a stronger signal inside of your rig. Now, that doesn't always mean that you look at your phone and it doesn't show anything, that there is no signal. It might not be a signal that's registering on your phone, so turn it on and try it anyway, because there might be a hint of something up there that's not registering on your phone, and it will amplify it and you'll gain access to that on your phone. Now, another question that you might have, or people have asked, is do you have to have a certain service? I have T-Mobile, my friend has Verizon, my friend has AT&T. Do you have to have a certain service, and do you have to register that with your cell service? The answer is no. I have T-Mobile, my friend has AT&T, my other friend has Verizon. It doesn't matter what service that you have. This is a cell service booster. All three of us can actually get in the Jeep at the same time, as long as we're near that inside antenna, and boost the cell service of each one of our services, Verizon, T-Mobile, AT&T, whatever you have. As long as you've got a little bit of service, you can boost that little bit of service. The last question you might have is, do I need to notify my cell service that I've got this? Do they need to activate it? There is no activation. There is no notifying T-Mobile. Everything that you need is self-contained in this box. The antenna, the amplifier, the inside antenna, the power cable. So all you need to do is open up this box and install it in the proper place on your Jeep and run the power, and you should be up and operating. In fact, right now I'm on a trail. I'm not even back at my office. I'm not even back in my garage. I'm on a trail, and I'm going to see if I can actually install this and get it up and operating right here on the trail. The model that we're actually testing here is the HiBoost. This is the Travel 3.0 Explorer X cell phone booster. This is for the overland and off-road community specifically. And there's a couple of features that are on this model that makes it really attractive to overlanders, specifically the mount. The mount has this adjustable mount which allows you to take it and lay that antenna down on your roof rack, so that when you're driving down the trail, you got low-hanging branches, nothing's going to come in and take out that antenna. If you're in an RV or something that's a little bit more permanent install, like a trailer or your home, then you probably wouldn't need an overlanding off-road mount like this. You could just install it, let it stay up the entire time. Me personally, I find myself leaving camp and hightailing it down some off-road trail somewhere, and the branches and the limbs are kind of low, and I just would like to keep my antenna, honestly. So I plan on just kind of pulling that little pin, laying the antenna down while we're moving, and then that way it's nice and protected, and then I can put it up whenever I need it at camp. So let's open up this box and see what comes inside. So the first thing you'll see here is your user manual. I will probably take some time and read through this just so I can familiarize myself a little bit more with this. It does have some pretty unique things. It's got some installation guides here, where you should install it and how position it, where to place the antenna inside of the car, and then this is the app here. Use the Signal Supervisor to help it install. So I would encourage you to maybe just glance over it, keep this handy, and take a look at it whenever you get a chance. Once you get inside of the box here, it's very simple. There's not a lot to this unit. You've got your main amplifier, which has a little bit of weight to it. It's not bad. It actually just feels like great quality. Like, feel how sturdy and how strong that is. It's got these great rubber outsides on here so that whenever you do install it in the Jeep, it doesn't like rub against things and scratch things and rattle all the time. So that's kind of cool. It's got a USB. I believe this is probably for updates to the unit. Here's your outdoor antenna here. Here's your indoor antenna, the one that goes inside the Jeep, and then your DC in. And it's got some Wi-Fi LED lights here. So that's a pretty well-built piece of engineering right there. Here you've got your antenna. Now this is just the pole part of the antenna, and this is a great, like a thick, I don't know if it's aluminum or steel, but it feels great quality. Here we've got like some sticky back 3M zip ties where while you're routing the wire, you can actually stick that, zip tie it, keep it all tucked away. This little piece here actually goes in the T-track on your roof rack, so that when you do lay it down, the antenna sits inside, and that holds the antenna sturdy in place when it's actually laying down up there. In this pack here, so they give you several different options for mounting this. I'm going to end up mounting it on my T-slots on my roof rack, but they do have some other options in case you want to mount this to, say, a steel pole or an antenna or something that's on the outside of your Jeep. This will be able to sandwich it and kind of mount it or clamp it together. This is your 12-volt power charger here. This is your inside antenna that's going to mount inside of the Jeep here, and we'll find a place for this once we get around to installing this. Now this is going to be kind of a spring for the bottom of our antenna here. We're going to screw this on, and then this will actually provide some give. So if by any chance we are on the trail and this is up and there is a low-hanging branch, this will be screwed onto there, and then this spring will allow it some flexibility to actually move while it's up there. So kind of cool to have this. This piece right here actually goes on the bottom of the antenna right here, and what it does is it actually allows us to channel the antenna wire through here, and it comes out of this side right here. So I'll show you this once we get it to that part of the installation, but we run the wire through here and out of this channel. Now this is going to be some of your mounting hardware. It does come with some pieces for your T-slots up here, so that's pretty cool that they actually include that. So this is your actual antenna line. So this is actually going to run from your amplifier box out here into your actual antenna. So this line is going to be routed around the roof rack up there. And then finally, we've got our antenna here. So this is the unit that I was telling you you've probably seen on people's rigs, and you're kind of looking at this going, what is that thing? It is a giant antenna here, but this thing is so light. I mean, I think this is probably about, I think a bag of gummy bears actually weighs more than this. It just feels like an empty bottle like with no water in it. It just feels like an empty bottle. Like it's so light. And then this actually is the piece that I was telling you about that is for the overlanding and off-roading community specifically. And this is going to be what mounts onto our roof rack, and then our antenna will mount here. And then pulling this out, you can actually rotate this sideways, forward, 45-degree angle, let it go, it locks into place. This actually allows us to lay the antenna down when we're off-roading so that we cannot damage the antenna. So this is actually a really, really cool piece to include. It's not a difficult setup at all. We just need to kind of route some wires and figure out where we want to install this, that it's going to be out of the way, tucked out of the way, and it's not going to be obstructed by items. They did say that they want this antenna as high up as possible. So once we put this on here, we want to put it up there on top of the roof. Some people, you've probably seen them install it on their front bumper. The problem with that is this antenna actually puts out a signal, and it will actually start bouncing off of your windshield, and you probably won't get a super strong signal. You want to get this as high up, away from obstruction, and just open to kind of bring that signal in. So let's find out where we're going to install this, and let's go ahead and start routing some wires. So in looking at my roof rack, I don't have a whole lot of options to install this bracket for the antenna. On the passenger side here, you can see I don't have hardly any room. I don't have any room actually to get to that T slot that's down in there, so I won't be able to install it on the passenger side. Let's go look at the driver's side. So on the driver's side, I do have access to this T slot here, the one that kind of goes vertical this way. Now I could install it here on the crossbars on my rooftop tent, but the problem is sometimes I take my rooftop tent off of the Jeep, leaving the roof rack on the Jeep. That would require me to kind of disassemble and take apart all of the wiring and the cables and all the stuff for the antenna. So I would like to install it here on the rack so that when I do take my rooftop tent off, my antenna is more of a permanent install and I don't have to move it. So I'm going to see if there's a way I can install it on this T-track here. I may only be able to grab these outside holes here, but I can install it right there on that T-track, and you can see that my antenna actually just lays down behind my 270 awning and on the other side of my rooftop tent, so that it's actually sandwiched between, and I know it's going to be safe and protected here. So let me run this antenna on here and we'll go ahead and lay it out and see if this is going to be a good option for us. Okay, so I'm just going to put just a dab of this blue Loctite thread locker on each one of these little screw components. I definitely don't want them randomly coming apart. So this spring piece here, we're going to put on our Overland kind of mounting bracket here. And so now when this is mounted, we'll just pull and then that lays down. So here I'm going to take our antenna cable and I'm going to just run it down the little post through the hole, and it should come out the other side. There we go. And then I'm going to add a little bit of Loctite right there, just a dab. I'm going to go ahead and screw that on right there. Now remember this piece, what I had mentioned, this is going to be our kind of piece that kind of takes this out of the tube. We're going to run this one through here and then out just like that. Again, we're going to add a little bit of Loctite right there. Screw this down. There we go. And now our antenna is assembled. We can install our bracket onto our roof rack, and then this will screw in right there. All right. Now we've got that screwed in here. That should work just perfect. The only thing is this little holder piece here, it's too wide right here to actually slide in this T slot. So you would probably have to shave this off a little bit. But with me, since my T slot actually sits so close to the roof rack, I'm not going to be able to install that. So we're going to leave that piece off for right now. And we should be able to maybe fixate this in a way that we could fasten it down to maybe this bracket here and kind of give it some stability. But for right now, this is installed. Let's go ahead and put some Loctite on here, get our antenna installed on here, and we can start running our wires. Here we go. Now we've got our antenna installed. We can put it down at a 45-degree angle. We can set it all the way down and just let it sit just like this. Okay, so I don't know 100% yet where I'm going to mount this amplifier. I'm thinking I want to put it here against the window so that when I do load this thing out with all of my overlanding gear, that it's up and tucked out of the way and nothing's hitting it. But in order to do that, I'm going to need to install some MOLLE panels. So what I've done is I've just kind of zip tied it up right now. It's pretty sturdy right now. I've kind of zip tied it in this general area so that when I do install my MOLLE panels, I can just move this over here. But right now it's tucked up out of the way. It's pretty sturdy, and I'm going to go ahead and run my line. So with regards to my line to the out right here, I'm going to take this, and it comes from this point right there, and I'm going to run it through this hole, and it's going to run up through the body, come out here with the rest of these wires, and then I'll be able to route it up to the bottom of our roof rack right up there. And this coax cable is not easy to work with. And you definitely don't want to kink it. And I'm going to run it right on this roof rack here. Run a couple of zip ties, maybe here, around this post here. There's another post here, zip tie it there, and then we'll connect this and zip tie it there, and we'll have all this tucked away up here. Now our outside antenna is technically already connected to the amplifier. We just need to tidy up these wires and then run our inside antenna. Okay, so looking at our inside antenna, I think the best place for me to put this is going to be right here. I've got some double sticky Velcro on the back. It's already stuck to this. And I think I'm going to install this right here. Partly because my plan was obviously to make this as easy and seamless whenever I remove my top, that I didn't have to undo and disconnect a whole bunch of stuff. So this will already be stuck to the top. The wire will be ran over here, ran down this pole here, which is also attached to the top, and then ran directly into our amplifier box here. So technically everything for this amplifier, the cell booster, will be attached or installed on the top itself. Nothing to do with the actual Jeep. So if I did want to remove my top, it all comes off in one piece. I don't have to remove and disconnect this cell booster. The directions did say that this needed to be within 8 to 15 feet of the actual cell phone, which actually, putting it here, obviously the cell phone is probably going to be in this general area right here. This is where my head is. I mean, that's literally like 2 feet, but it also gives accessibility to people sitting in the back seat, or if I'm standing back there in the back working in my kitchen, I'm still within 8 feet of this cell booster right over there in that kitchen. Here we go. We got it wrapped inside of our Rhino rack padding here, down in the groove, and got it plugged into our amplifier right there. So now we just need to run the DC over to our power outlet, and we can test this baby out. Now we've got it all installed on the Jeep, but fortunately and unfortunately, I've got full bars of service, all 5 bars at 5G, so I'm not going to be able to test it right here. So I'm thinking we need to hit the mountains. Let's intentionally go find some place off-grid that has no service and test this thing out. So I made it here to my favorite place in North Georgia. If you've been a fan of the channel for any amount of time, you know I love the Cohutta Wilderness. Specifically, this place right here means a lot to me. This is Lake Conasauga, which is one of the most coolest lakes that are just off-grid, dispersed in the mountains. You will be disconnected from everything. We actually had my son's bachelor party here. We camped out here with his father-in-law and a lot of the friends and family, and we just spent the whole weekend here. I love this place. But one of the things I love about this is we do get disconnected from everything, from society. That means no cell service, and we are completely isolated and alone and quiet. Perfect place to test out our new HiBoost for the Jeep. So right now when I open up my phone, you can see my phone says SOS satellite. It's got 0 cell service on it right now. So this is one of those cases that I had mentioned where I had said tentatively need Wi-Fi service or cell service in the sky, because right now my phone says there is 0 service out here. But we're going to plug up the HiBoost and see if there's anything out there that I can pull from that even my phone is not showing that it has service. So let's plug up that HiBoost and see if we can pull something together out of the sky. So I've got my HiBoost mounted here. We're going to grab our power cable here. And then right when I plug it into here and I turn the power on, then we should get a power signal that comes on. Okay, the HiBoost is on, it's connected. I'm kind of excited to see if we can get any kind of bars on this thing, because I wasn't showing anything before. Okay, so we know our antenna on the inside is mounted right up here, and this is going to be well within probably 3 feet of our phone. I'm not getting any service down here. It still shows satellite, no service, SOS. But we do know that we also didn't have any cell signal down here whatsoever. Down here at Lake Conasauga, we are completely off the grid. I do know that we do have 1 bar of cell service up at the top of Lake Conasauga out at the Cohutta, and we're going to drive up there and see if we can grab 1 cell signal while we're up there. So right now, I'm moving this inside antenna all over the Jeep, trying to find the best place to put this thing so that we can get an unobstructed cell service. Because what I understand is that this inside antenna here cannot be close to the outside antenna. And right now, my outside antenna is on the driver's side, right above this door on the other side. So I've now moved the inside antenna all the way to the passenger side of the Jeep, opposite side. So I'm going to see what kind of cell signals we're getting from here and see if we can make it a little bit better. The HiBoost is not plugged up right now, so we're going to go ahead and test this and see what we're getting just on a basic cell service. Right now we are getting 1 bar of LTE. Our speed test on this without the HiBoost, we are at 2.6 download and then 1.2 upload with just 1 bar of LTE. Now let's plug in the HiBoost amplifier and see if we can get anything a little bit better than this. Now we're at 3 bars with 5G. 3 bars with 5G. So let's go ahead and run another test on this. And already we're seeing a download speed of 12.8 and an upload speed of 2.0. Now the difference is already quite drastic. So with only 1 bar, we got 2.5 download speed and a 1.2 upload speed. As soon as we turned on the HiBoost, we got 3 bars of 5G and we got a download speed of 12.8. That's almost 10 extra megabytes per second. And then an upload speed of 2.0. So I think that our HiBoost is actually working. We just need to find the proper place to install this HiBoost antenna so that it's not obstructed or in a line of sight from our outside antenna. Otherwise, it seems like it's working pretty well. So now that we got the HiBoost cell phone booster installed on the Jeep, here are some thoughts that I had. The install on this is super easy. I was able to do it on a trail. However, keep in mind, it's not going to be as easy as just throwing an antenna on top of your car and then throwing one on the inside and then being done with it. This thing, I'm finding out, is a bit temperamental. So it definitely wants to keep some distance between this antenna and the inside antenna. So I'm going to have to fidget with that a little bit and play with it and see the proper placements on my personal rig. Right now, I like the outside antenna where it is, right here in the middle of the Jeep. However, I don't think that that's going to be the best placement for this. We might have to end up moving this all the way to the back corner of the rig so that we can gain as much distance as we can from the inside antenna, moving it all the way to the front. That's probably going to maximize our transmission distance on the inside. So do I really want to do that? Not really, but I'm willing to give it a try and I'm willing to give it a shot to see if we can maximize some of that. Now in the future, we're going to be shooting a video covering all communications, including handheld FRS, handheld GMRS, and we can talk about what the difference between those two are. Hard install in your car, GMRS, ham radio. We'll even throw in the HiBoost cell phone booster since I'll probably have a little bit of time to play with it. And now that satellite is so accessible, we're going to be talking about satellite, both on your phone, on the Garmin inReach, and in a Starlink, since most people are kind of going that way now. Now, one of the things I do like about the HiBoost, as opposed to maybe doing a traditional satellite, is the fact that there's no monthly fees to this. This simply boosts the cell signal on your phone. Now, if you are going to a satellite, there's going to be probably a $50 or $60 extra fee per month in order to run that. So with that said, I think all of those options are great and they're all unique in their own purpose. So I don't think that there's actually one service that's better than the others. They're just all different and they can kind of work together. So like and subscribe to Road Rash Off-Road and ring that bell so you don't miss any upcoming videos. And I hope that you found this video covering our HiBoost install and review helpful. If you are considering buying a HiBoost yourself, click the link down in the description below, and there's probably a really good discount there for you. I love you guys. See you guys on the next video. Peace!